and welcome back to The Letter with me, Stormy. I have too much energy. It's getting really hot in the living room. I'm gonna die. Like Zach. Rest in peace. F to pay respects. We found Marianne, and now we're gonna look through the house, I guess, whatever. Occasionally she stopped, find purchase on a wall to catch her breath, but throughout the short walk she asked for neither a break nor assistance. I suppose that's something we both have in common. Eventually, we get to the dead end. Although before I can question her on it, she begins palming for something on the wall, tracing her fingers along the weathered edges of the bricks with a frown on her face.
It should be somewhere here, I think.
What the hell are you doing?
She merely holds up a hand, begging for my silence, and continues searching. Then, without a warning, a few minutes later, something clicks. A portion of the wall shifts ajar to reveal a glimpse of another room. Bottles lining the wall, liquor barrels for aging. The wine cellar, indeed.
The ladder to the kitchen is on the far end of this room.
Surreal. This is all nothing but a surreal nightmare. But after everything, should this even surprise me? Ghosts, curses, hidden passages? I can't even bring myself to question the existence of this door anymore. I simply follow her to the Undercroft without a single question, in spite of a number of them already swimming inside my head. As a kid, I used to crave for this kind of adventure. The stuff of mystery and detective novels, daring chases, interesting cases to solve, suspects to put behind bars, justice to serve. I was blinded, I admit, and now I simply want this to be over. And we're back in here. We leave the door open in case there's a need for a quick exit, especially after she mentions it's only by chance she found the opening to the door last time. We can't waste time finding the switch again on the occasion something goes horribly wrong. There's bound to be with me feeling this high-strung, tense... Did I read that right? I'm not even sure why I thought it would be a good idea to enlist McCullough's help. Although she's already been quite helpful so far, I can't shake off the horrible feeling something's going to happen to her if she stays with me. Even if I'm her safest bet if she wants to get out of this place alive.
You really believe that, don't you?
Did you say something?
McCullough pauses mid-step to turn to me confused.
I didn't.
You sure? I just heard...
Don't you think I'll be the first person who'll know? Look, the ladder leading to the kitchen's up ahead. You might want to hurry. I just want to be done with this place.
See? You dragged another one.
This time, I'm sure. There's really a voice. Well, voices. Despite the look of protest McCullough shoots me, I find myself stopping, looking for it, searching the immediate surroundings for a similar form of a woman. I don't even have to venture that far from where I'm standing. Just an arm's length away from me, a mirror shards litter the floor. And right on the biggest fragment. Yeah. These are my friend's lips! They speak. All singing the same mocking tune against my ears, letting it echo throughout the small Undercroft. Murmurs of laughters, jeering, scoffing, deriding, lacing venom into every crevice in my head. How many times can we keep saying this? Taunting me.
Dragged another person into this, Ashton.
Into another one of your silly little problems.
All because you can't fix them on your own. You really haven't changed, have you? Some hero you are.
Useless.
Pathetic.
You're wrong.
My mistake lies in the first instant, I've answered. The very second denial has slipped from my mouth, their words have also seeped into my heart, allowing it to prod and rouse my temper. Despite knowing they're merely doing this to goad me, each word, each syllable trickle into me, spurring the guilt I hope I've long buried.
Are we? Or is that simply what you've been telling yourself all this time? Something to make yourself feel better, perhaps?
What about Zach? Wrongfully accused. And you couldn't even get him out.
What about Isabella? She warned you, didn't she? And you think you deserved even an ounce of her love? How dare you even confess your wretched feelings on her bedside? You can't even save her. You can't even do anything for her. Someone's dead because of you.
You're the one who took that letter off Isabella's hand that day. You're the one who opened it.
How does it feel, I wonder? to know you're responsible for all of this.
What do you think I'm doing? Why do you think I'm still trying to fix this?
Oh, but you can't. It's already too late. And you know that. You know all of this is futile.
Just face it, Ashton Frey. You're a failure, and they are the ones who have to pay for it.
A badge and a gun, and you still can't protect your own friends. Can't even solve a case for an old man.
Can't even bring Luke Wright to justice.
Can't even keep his own family together.
Oh.
No wonder they left you. Before you do the same thing to them.
Mom and Dad are better off
Oh,
without
shit.
little old you, aren't they? It's a good thing they had the sense.
Pitiful, isn't it? Some detective you are. Some friend you are. Some son you are. You might as well just throw that rank away. You're no use to people either way.
Shut it!
I hate this. I hate how this monster can easily get through to me. Every weakness, every insecurity it knows. To hear it said in my friends' voices, even more so. But what I hate above it all is...
You know it's true, though.
All of it. It's why all you can do is tell us to shut up. You don't want to hear a single word, because you're already aware of it. You can't even admit it to yourself. Who's the coward now?
But no matter how hard you try, you're not gonna be able to say it anymore.
Shut it! Not a single word anymore.
It laughs, sharp and piercing. As it sounds, something in me snaps, a rage hastily unfurling, red filling my vision, and the next thing I know, I'm raising a hand and... Something grabs my wrist, followed by a buzz as another voice breaks through the haze.
Don't listen to it!
The fog from my mind lifts. Every sound, every noise returns to me, flooding my every sense all at once. There's a deafening silence. Slowly, I become aware of my surroundings. Bottles of wine, barrels of liquor, the faint old scent of death and decay somewhere, and a hand holding my wrist as if to keep me from hurting myself. In my hands, a shard, blood drips from where it has cut my palm, trailing down my wrist until it disappears beneath my sleeve. Not too deep, negligible even. There is a pain, however, a different kind, an ache somewhere else that stems not from the wound, but from every single word has hit. I glance up at Miss McCullough as she merely stares at me with wide, horrified eyes.
Don't listen to it! No matter what happens, don't do what it says! It's how it gets us.
My grip of the shard falters, but only after I nod and drop it entirely does she release her grip. Afterwards, she simply steps back and looks away, hugging her arms closer to herself. She breathes a sigh, heavy, perhaps weighted with her own guilt, what this monster might have used against her.
Come on, we're getting close.
She walks off without another comment, but there's worry in her as she gives the fragments one last glimpse. On the ground they lie lifeless now. No more voices, no more insults, but even as I walk away, one whispered taunt continues to ring in my ears.
It's useless, Ashton Frey. You are going to die.
And you are going to die alone.
Don't use Zach's voice to say that. A fear. One that has been long kept in the darkest place in my heart. One that a small part of me wishes for. Ash, I don't like you that much, but like I appreciate the insecurities and the trouble. I like a fleshed out character. The trapdoor swings open without much fuss. It isn't even locked, probably left open for when the Wrights ask for some midnight snack. I'm a midnight snack. my sleep schedule is shit. I stay up super late, and I am a snack, therefore I am a midnight snack. That's stupid. God, shut the fuck up. I make sure the coast is clear, of course, before I pull myself and help Miss McCullough up. The butler of theirs is nowhere to be seen. He's probably sleeping, attending to his master, doing some extra late-night work before turning in for the night. Meanwhile, Wright won't touch anything to do with menial chores, not even with a 10-foot pole. It's next impossible for him to linger here. No servants. No anyone. And just as easy as that, we're in. Gently I close the hatch. If things go well, the same path will be our only way out if our luck doesn't hold. That's not an option now, is it? I have people waiting for me. I really don't want to think about what might happen. Sometimes it's best if we simply revel in the little victories. They're great blessings when everything else is going against you. And in a place like this, fraught with unknown dangers, it's a feeling that lasts only but a second. Suddenly a sob. Ringing out from... No, go away! Ringing out from some distant part of the house, echoing through its empty halls. Beside me, slumped on the ground, pale and breathing heavily, Miss McCullough immediately tenses. Her eyes go wide, and she grips the side of the counter with a force that might be enough to crack it, if only she has the strength. As it is, she can barely stand. She isn't fully recovered. Makes sense of the 3 or more days without proper food or water. And it's the weakness that puts the fear in her eyes. She's aware. If something happens, if there's a need to run, she won't be able to. She's a liability at this point.
Holmes, I really don't think going any further is a good idea. Look at this place. Everything seems fine. Nothing's off. Maybe we should just go? I really don't like the sound of that.
You really don't have to come with me. Just until the kitchen, yeah? We're already here. You've done your part. From here on, I'm going on my own.
Yes, I said that, but...
Can you even stand?
She doesn't answer.
You'll only be putting yourself in more danger if you follow after me. You have an easy way out of here. Stay here. Once you're okay, I need you to get yourself out of this place.
What? I'm not going to leave you!
Well, I'm not taking you with me either, lady. So it's here or out there.
You really are mad, aren't you?
Probably all will be, if no one fixes this little curse problem we have.
You think you'll find something in here? This is just a mansion, for God's sake!
Maybe. It's worth a shot. Besides, if what we're hearing right now says anything, I'd say scumbags...
Who?
Right. He might be knee-deep in trouble and he has no idea about it.
McCullough still appears as if she's about to argue, so instead of more words, I unholster my taser and hand it to her. Damn. A standard issue for every member of Luxborn police force, but it shouldn't take a genius to know how to aim and fire one. Even Isabella may just be able to use it without training. Yet Miss Interior Designer Extraordinaire stares at it as if I've just handed her something particularly nasty.
Listen, you want to wait? Fine. I'm leaving this with you. But if I don't come back here within 15 minutes, I want you to backtrack and get the hell out of here.
Are you daft, Holmes? I already told you!
In case something goes wrong, I need someone who can tell people what's going on. Who can tell my friend what might have happened here. She's at the Crawl. You know the place, right?
I trail off, letting the meaning of my words hang in the air. I want to be optimistic about this, really. However, I'm going against something almost everyone can't quite understand. I'm just being realistic with my chances. McCullough seems to understand this as well, after what I've said. Any sound of protest has already died from her tongue as she simply looks at the taser quietly. After a moment, she just nods. Beyond the walls of this room, the cries continue to grow louder, and I take it as a sign to leave. Without another word, I slip out of the door. Like a siren call, her voice beckons. Finding out who that is seems a good place to start as any. I keep to the shadows for the most part. Not that there's any need to. This entire place just feels empty. When a house is this big, it should have a big staff. You'd think there'd be 1 or 2 roaming around for some late-night chores, or someone seeking out whoever's creating this ruckus. There's nothing, however.
Shouldn't they have security posted inside as well?
Unless their security means the butler, though. I doubt Scumbag's that sloppy. He loves his life more than anything. Probably more than his own wife. And the things he's done, he's bound to make more than an enemy or two. He's also the kind who will do anything to keep himself safe. Alive.
I wonder what he'll say when he finds out that there's something not human living with him in his own house.
It's his... I can't say that. I was about to say his wife. Like, as a serious, like, well, his, like, Hannah seems to not be, like, herself right now, but then it just reminded me of all those shitty, like, fucking comedians who are just like, haha, my wife's a bitch, am I right? I don't mean it like that, I swear. Also, just, it's a PSA or whatever. Yeah, that's PSA public. Wait, Public service. Yeah, that's it. Love your wives. Just do it. If you don't love your wife, don't get married, you stupid. Anyway, potential dangers aside, being on my own grants me greater degree of mobility, which I'm more comfortable with. Sure, I could have enlisted McCullough's help. Next to the people who own this, she's probably the one who's most familiar with the mansion. But the cons of bringing her outweigh the pros. She's better off somewhere a quick exit's in sight. With no tag-along, I only have to worry about myself, watch my back. Selfish, I know.
But necessary.
In the same manner, this whole plan is, no matter how idiotic going into this is. Besides, I don't really need a guide when the house's layout is fairly simple, almost mirrored, with only a few modifications in the rooms. Although I've only been here once, I think I already have a good grasp of this place ins and outs. As long as you could tell which is east and west, it shouldn't be hard to find my way around. After the dining room, the main foyer should be the next thing that greets me, where the woman's cries are leading me. Honestly, after what happened outside, I'm not sure if I should be trusting what I'm hearing. But with the whole house somehow seemingly devoid of its inhabitants, I'm inclined to look into this. More than surviving this curse, a huge part of this is my training speaking.
I just hope this isn't a crime scene I'm walking into.
I hope it is. But nothing's ever that simple, is it? Not when you're dealing with the supernatural. Nope. Because as soon as my feet cross in the next room, something shifts. Oh, okay. In a flash, nearly without fanfare. It happens and I'm like, hi. Hello? Hello, Babs? Babs! What are you doing? Come here. It happens in the blink of an eye. I almost miss it. One moment, there's red. In the next, I'm standing alone in the foyer. For a brief instant, I pause, glancing wildly around the place, blinking twice as if my own movements will slur the vision back. Yet, nothing. No blood dripping on the walls, none trailing down the stairs or pooled on the floor, no eyes watching my every movement. Only the same cries gradually grow in intensity the longer I dally. Although with a voice.
Mother.
Is that Hannah? Desperate.
Where are you, Mother?
It is. Pleading.
Mother, please. I don't want to be alone.
Come from the same direction I heard the cries from. Upstairs. The place not entirely empty then. Better question now is who? Definitely not Scumbag or the butler. I've yet to see hide nor hair of them, and not knowing their whereabouts puts me on the edge. I have to be careful not to make any noise or be seen. Maybe the wife, though one can't really tell if it's her, the way the walls echo her voice. Nevertheless, it puts me to move. Taking almost 2 steps at a time, despite the sickening feeling that something's lurking behind every great shadow, every small corner I pass. Hi, Babs. Yeah. We're getting somewhere in this game. I can't believe it. Is it the house has several eyes watching my every movement? As if something's alive, dwells behind the walls itself. Hello? What is happening? What is happening? Okay, we're good. I tried to shake it off, but the uneasy sensation has already made a home in the pit of my stomach. Dread, and it only grows deeper the closer I get to her. Are we going into the fucking attic again? The relative emptiness of the place doesn't help either. Neither does the harsh wind battering the windows, nor the sheets of rain pelting it down on the roof. Who left the windows open? For a fleeting second, I find myself wishing for Scumbag to simply show up. I don't get too far down into that train of thought. Abruptly, the cries stop, replacing it with,
Mother, please. She's here. She's here, Mother. She's going to take me. She won't leave, Mother. Mother, I don't want to go with her. Tell her to go away. Mother! Mother, she's here! Help!
That can't be good. Adrenaline overcomes me in a rush. In no 2 heartbeats, my feet's already moving before any sense can catch up or doubt creeps into me. I read that wrong. My hands ready at the holster as I hastily set off for the far side of the hall. One alarmed foot after another while struggling to keep the sense of panic at bay. A door lies ajar at the end, coming from the floor above.
She's going to hurt me! Help me!
It's a trap. I do not hesitate. Moving in despite the lack of light, the steep stairs or the thick layer of dust kicking up with my every step. I pause only a moment upon reaching the top. Then, without wasting a second, I push the door open. Oh. She sits in the middle of the room, shoulders hunched, shaking. And with this, well, maybe talk to this lady next time? Damn, I wasn't actually expecting, like... I was expecting Hannah. I don't know why, it doesn't make sense, but it's the same voice, I'm pretty sure. Damn. Yeah, we'll deal with this next time. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I super ultra duper appreciate it. I need to think of new things to say at the end. I hope you sleep well. Which, that's mildly threatening, but I hope you sleep well tonight. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Goodbye!